So yes, we do have a lowest calorie macronutrient, despite the fact that carbs are 4 calories per gram and proteins are also 4 calories per gram. Certain proteins like animal meats, they are not 4 calories per gram, but they are 30% less than 4 calories would be what? 30% would be 2.8 less. No, 2.8, correct, 2.8, 1.2. So 2.8, so actually you can say that chicken or any animal meat would count as 2.8 calories per gram and not as 4 calories per gram. This is like a negative, because the point is that you are using up almost half the calorie value in its own digestion. For white rice, 4 calories per gram, almost all of the 4 calories will be taken by the body, because hardly about 0.5% or so will go in its digestion. So paneer from that point of view stays in the gut for a long time, but that can be a disadvantage if you're going to work out, because the gut attracts blood flow. Anything that works attracts blood flow. Skeletal muscles will have less blood flow for performance. So if something's still digesting in the stomach, expect the performance to be low. And that brings me to another normal common myth. How many of you all go for walks after dinner? How many of you all go for walks after dinner? Now stop doing that, doesn't help. Reason being, it affects digestion. Let the body do one job at a time. Don't let the blood flow get distributed between your legs and your digestive system. The best thing to do after a meal is to sit in place. From the point of view of gastroesophageal reflux, from the point of view of certain heartburns and all that people get, don't eat and immediately go off to sleep. But it's a nice thing to eat and then sit for at least about an hour and a half. So probably have dinner, watch TV or read a book upright for an hour and a half and then go to sleep. But this going for a brisk walk after a meal is not something that is good for digestion at all.
And ideal food for vegetarian?
Protein wise, I told you paneer would be ideal. There is no other protein I can think of. Sorry? I would advise you to supplement with calcium. The best form of calcium on the market right now is calcium citrate malt, which is a GlaxoSmithKline product, CCS. No, calcium supplement. It's not a medicine, does not require prescription. Normally, calcium comes in the form of calcium carbonate. That's the most popular form. Shell cal and all that is calcium carbonate. But the bioavailability of your calcium citrate is much better. So it's much better absorbed. And especially if you've spoken about calcium, please remember one thing. Dumping in calcium doesn't help you strengthen your bones. You have to work on absorption factors. So one thing is, if you can take the calcium pills with a cup of milk, better, because lactose in milk is a very good absorption factor for calcium. Okay, so instead of swallowing it in water, just take a small cup of milk and have your calcium tablets. Secondly, if you're taking calcium citrate, please note that 1000 milligrams is what a person requires supplementary. So your calcium carbonate tablets will come in 500 milligrams. Elementary calcium will be 500 milligrams per tab. Calcium citrate you cannot fit in 500 milligrams elementary in a reasonably sized tablet. So calcium citrate tablet comes in 250 milligrams. So you need to take two 250 milligram tablets in the morning with a cup of milk, and about half an hour before lunch again repeat the dose. Because you cannot take more than 500 mg in one go. So never take 1000 milligrams together, split up over 2 doses. And the other extremely important absorption factor for calcium is magnesium, which is required in a 1:2 ratio. So if you're taking 1000 milligrams of calcium, you should be taking about 500 milligrams of magnesium. But magnesium is not available on the Indian market, it's available through the GNC stores, which are there in Bombay. So you could probably get a magnesium from there. Calcium and magnesium are required for absorption, but they fight for absorption, so never take them together. So take calcium in the first half of the day and take magnesium at bedtime. And there are Calmac preparations there in the Indian pharmacies, which basically combine calcium and magnesium together. I'm not too much in favor of them. They're supposed to be entry coated. Entry coating means that they will release the calcium first and then they will release the magnesium. And I don't trust the entry coating that much. So I would rather go for it.
We are avoiding now white bread and rice from our food at lunch. And it's very difficult to get bajra, jawari and everything is in Goa. So what would we have now for food?
Brown rice.
Brown rice?
Idea.
Because here we generally get fish curry rice and bread.
No, I am enjoying the fish curry rice or the non fish curry or the mutton curry rice and the chicken curry rice. I enjoy all that. Please understand one thing, this is what you get outside. But a person cannot just be eating outside. If you're eating outside, then if you are, especially if you want to lose fat, suppose you said I want to lose fat, but you also know you can't avoid eating outside. Have the fish curry, you know the rice was. That's what that is. Get more hungry, another fish curry. Another fish. But no rice. Man, bread everywhere is same. One thing I want to make clear is, let's assume that you mentioned whole bread or whatever, or let's assume that you find a very good carbohydrate source. If it's fat loss you're talking about, okay, then understand one thing, that all the things are in brown rice. Even that gets cut out in fat loss. Why does it get cut out in fat loss? Because you want to force the body to use stored fat for energy. Your preferred source of fuel is carbohydrates. So brown rice, when you have brown rice, the body is not going to change its energy substrate preference to stored fat. Now fat loss is not what the fat already जो जम गया है उसका करना है. That has to be utilized. So there are good carbohydrates that may not make you fatter, but the so-called good carbohydrates will come in the way of you burning existing fat. Are you getting my point? So if somebody says you can't get fat with brown rice, I would beg to differ. At some quantum you definitely going to get fat with brown rice also. But yes, definitely chances of getting fat with brown rice are much slimmer, much lesser than the chances of getting fat with white rice. At the same time, let's assume that brown rice cannot make you fatter. One thing for sure, it will come in the way of you burning existing fat. And fat loss is all about burning existing fat. It's not about not becoming fatter.
Excuse me.
Yeah.
It is something you must try out and solve for many years now, almost 20 years. Does that your diet regime, which you just said about the eggs and will that affect my
for your thyroid pressure to come back to normal, I doubt it, but it will help you like it will help anybody else. Okay, there are many people, this is something that has always surprised me. Okay, so let's assume that I catch somebody who's overweight. I'm grounding about it, that I'm overweight. So I catch somebody at lunchtime and I see the Rama, and this happens to around with dietitians only. So I see the Rama and the dietitians eating anything and everything under the sun. All kinds of very processed carbs in a Rama. So I asked them, so why are you doing this? No, I have a thyroid problem. I have PCOS now. So what they're saying is I've got all these hormonal problems. So what's the point of me controlling? I'm going to be fat. Not true. These are impediments, correct. Now the body is becoming more resistant and less forgiving because your hormones are not in sync. Now if your hormones are not in sync, you should be 10 times more stricter than the person whose hormones are in sync. And what are you doing? You're eating food that would make a normal person fat. And you're blaming a thyroid problem. It is still not a thyroid problem, it is the kind of food that you eat. And everything that I spoke of with regards to fat loss is more applicable to you than anybody else because you have a thyroid problem and hence your body is not really supporting a good metabolism. So a person with a bad metabolism becomes even more important for him to be strict with regards to carbohydrates. Somebody with a great metabolism can have gulab jamuns also in believing it. But we're talking about yeah.
Sir, you just spoke about carbs in vegetables. Like potatoes, you said it is a kind of a bad carbs and sweet potatoes. Can you tell something about fruits also?
Okay. First and foremost, fruits do not fit into a fat loss diet. They do not. Okay, just because something is not cooked or fried and just because something is directly from nature does not make it something that is going to be good for you. Fruits, whatever phytochemicals and all that you want to talk about, are beneficial vitamins and minerals are not there in your commercial fruits. If you want to spend a ton of money and buy some organic fruits from a real organic vendor, which might be difficult for you to find also, okay, then there might be a chance that you will get some vitamin and mineral support. But at the same time, if you were to compare table sugar and fruits, then both are sugars. One is sugar with some vitamins and minerals added, and the other is pure sugar. So it's not some great food to have.
What about vitamins?
I keep telling people, enjoy it like it's just candy. Simple. You enjoy fruits, and if you enjoy fruits and you love their taste, only then make it a point to have fruits. Make it a point when you have fruits, but have it first thing in the morning on an empty stomach. Because first thing in the morning on the empty stomach, that's when liver has got some place for liver tension. Because you're doing fasting all along. So if you put in fruits, break your fast with fruits. No, and we have this habit in India to freshen our mouths with fruit. So you have an entire meal which will completely fill up the liver digestion, and then we have fructose on top. Bad idea. And if you say tell me fruits is of course at one level of it's definitely not required by the body, definitely not something that fits into a fat loss diet. But fruit juice is a much bigger culprit. Fruit juice can actually cause diabetes. And this is where I feel education counts a lot. Awareness without education can be as dangerous. It is an aware parent who decides that at the end of the day, the person's gone out for dinner and everything. All the way back, I see them at Hajjali Juice Center a lot. It's a very famous juice center. So on the way back, my parents will say that let my kid not have Cokes and Pepsis. So I will sit here and I will give him a fruit juice, which will be healthier. The fruit juice is not healthier than your Cokes and Pepsis. Cokes and Pepsis are bad, but the fruit juice is also equally bad. It's a sugar shot given at the end of the day, in the night. You can't get any worse than that. And then of course completely and totally lost about the concept of sugar. So he tells the juice wala, sugar free banana. Sugar nahi डाला. वो fruit का sugar नहीं डालेगा. वो ऊपर से sugar डालता वो नहीं डालेगा. And that is what people feel like when they're doing their best for their health. Now, if I, as a professional, if I want to make a career, earn my money, or do something worthwhile, I would definitely want to guide those people who are making an effort to do something healthy or actually ending up doing something extremely